This is News 8 from WOOD TV.
Happening soon right here on WOOD TV8, the procession for late civil rights icon John Lewis. We'll be taking a special report from NBC News as soon as it begins. Once it starts, you can join us for News 8 at noon on WOTV4.
And now at noon, Grand Rapids Public Schools will announce its return to a learning plan in just a couple of hours. We'll tell you what's expected to come out of today's briefing.
And baseball returns to the Motor City tonight, but it comes as the big league faces its first widespread COVID-19 outbreak. We'll break down the latest info and get an update from Comerica Park.
It's sticky out there right now, but our dew points are going to be on their way down, much more comfortable conditions built in. We'll show you how long it lasts coming up in your forecast.
And a member of President Trump's cabinet has tested positive for COVID-19. We'll tell you who. Good afternoon. Thanks for being with us. I'm Emily Leonard.
And I'm Justin Kollar.
First off at noon, West Michigan's largest school district set to roll out its return to learning plan in just a matter of hours.
We will carry a live Zoom meeting with that announcement on WOOD TV at 2:30. News 8's Dana White is live in the newsroom with us with what we'll be looking for. Dana?
Yes, Justin and Emily.
It's a day of excitement in the Motor City today. Detroit Tigers baseball will make its return to Comerica Park, but with the pandemic, it won't exactly be an ordinary day at the ballpark.
The 2-1 Tigers will take on the Kansas City Royals. This is the same team the Tigers were planning to host for their home opener scheduled back in March 30th. Tonight it'll be a little warmer and there won't be any fans in attendance. News 8's Donovan Long has a preview for us from Comerica Park. Well, baseball fans certainly have reasons to be excited, but there's some upsetting news to pass along this noon. Major League Baseball has its first widespread outbreak of COVID-19. 14 members of the Miami Marlins have tested positive and are currently in quarantine. This news comes as the team was prepared to return from Philadelphia after a 3-game series with the Phillies. The Marlins' home opener tonight has been canceled. Tonight's Phillies home game against the New York Yankees has also been postponed because of the coronavirus cases. So far, there are no reports of any Philly players testing positive for COVID-19. MLB officials are expected to have an emergency meeting today to address the outbreak.
In other sports,
President Trump's national security advisor has tested positive for COVID-19. Robert O'Brien's diagnosis marks the highest-ranking Trump administration official known to have tested positive. It's unclear when O'Brien last met with Trump, but their last public appearance together was more than 2 weeks ago. That was during a visit to U.S. Southern Command in Miami. The Trump administration says O'Brien has been working from home since last week. Now to your Storm Team 8 forecast. The humidity is coming on down, setting us up for a return to some comfortable conditions after that sticky, hot weekend. Ellen?
Yep. That's right. Meteorologist Ellen Bach is in the tracking center with a first look at what's ahead now. Hey, Ellen.
Hey. So we're going to be seeing our temperatures stay in the 80s.
Thank you, Ellen. Police in Wyoming are investigating a deadly crash involving a pedestrian. It happened last night just after 10 o'clock on South Division Avenue near 39th Street. Police say a 47-year-old man was attempting to cross the street where there wasn't a crosswalk. The man was hit shortly after he was transported to the hospital where he later died. The driver of the vehicle was not injured.
Well, this could be a big week for coronavirus vaccine researchers. Several major medical companies are set to expand human trials here in the U.S.
It's a make-or-break period in the process to find a safe and effective drug to combat the virus. NBC's Tom Costello has those details.
And we don't have to worry about hitting any thresholds here. We'll take it. I mean, Sunday was hot.
Yes, it was. I'm looking forward to this relief.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the thing about running. You take like 2 steps out the door and it's just like
yeah, it's
sweat.
2 steps too much on a day like that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ellen. Hurricane Hannah.
News 8 at noon will be right back. You're taking a live look over Grand Rapids. Ellen has a look at your forecast coming up. Protesters and federal law enforcement continue to square off this morning in Portland, Oregon.
This was the scene once again this morning outside the federal courthouse in downtown. Federal officers used tear gas and flash grenades to try and disperse the crowd of a few hundred people. What started as a daily protest about racial injustice and police reform has turned into demonstrations against federal law enforcement in the city.
Today, Washington, D.C. will begin its final goodbye for late civil rights icon Congressman John Lewis. NBC's Tracy Potts is in Washington with more.
Let's get it over to Ellen now for a final look at your Storm Team 8 forecast.
Hey guys, it's going to start to feel much low dew points. Honestly, we could not have ordered up a better forecast.
Yeah, beautiful stretch of weather there, bookended on either side. That'll do it for us at noon. We'll be back later tonight at 5 and 6 right here on WOOD TV.